Take a look at this setup. If you were working or teaching in the late 1990s, you likely remember the friction inherent in these early computer labs. For decades, new technology followed a specific pattern. The software had a rigid set of rules, and we humans had to adapt our natural behaviors to speak its language. This era created a culture of mandatory training sessions and steep learning curves. For busy professionals, every new tool felt like an additional chore that drained time away from their actual work. Then, in late 2022, generative AI arrived. As you can see on the launch screen for ChatGPT, this technology was optimized for dialogue. It didn't rely on drop-down menus, it relied on conversation. Because we spent 25 years learning how to operate rigid software, we fell into a trap. We immediately treated this flexible intelligence like legacy technology, assuming it still had a set of hidden, complex rules we needed to master. This assumption led to the rise of prompt engineering. Users felt they needed to invent a new, highly structured language just to talk to a machine that was already designed for natural speech. Approaching AI with this tech-first mindset turns the tool into another administrative burden. It limits the technology to basic shortcuts, like drafting emails or conducting simple searches. Using AI exclusively for these efficiency gains can actually hinder professional development. When the machine handles the task entirely, the user skips the critical thinking required to solve the underlying problem. That raises a question. What happens if the most effective way to use AI isn't through complex instructions, but simply through holding a normal human conversation? Dr. Shannon Dowick, an educator and technologist, discovered that treating AI as a conversational colleague rather than a search engine yielded more accurate and contextual results. To help others replicate this, he developed the TALK framework, a 4-step scaffold for engaging in natural dialogue with artificial intelligence. It starts with T, talk it out. Instead of writing the command, you explain your challenge or event an idea out loud, establishing the context of the situation. Then A, ask, explore, wonder. You use curiosity to push the AI further, posing what-if scenarios to see if the machine can identify misconceptions or alternative approaches you might have missed. Next is L, listen, then push back. You treat the AI's response as a set of raw ideas. You reflect, challenge the suggestions, and refine them until they fit your specific professional judgment. Finally, K, keep it going, then create. You stay in the loop, iterating on the thought until it solidifies into a usable product or a clear strategy. This process shifts the user from being a passive operator of a tool to being an active, collaborative thinker alongside the machine. For example, Dr. Doak needed an offline volleyball scoreboard for his school, but he didn't have current coding skills to build one from scratch. By uploading a simple sketch and using the talk process across 4 iterations, he worked with the AI to debug the code and refine the interface into a stable, working application. In another instance, a school operations team was struggling to communicate pool water safety data that was currently trapped in dense, static tables. By talking through the data with the AI during a meeting, the team instantly transformed those numbers into a clear, color-coded visual dashboard. The AI even translated the framework into Mandarin to make the process accessible to the whole team. These examples show that the talk framework can lower the technical barriers to digital creation, allowing professionals to solve specific problems through dialogue rather than specialized training. The TALK framework serves as a vehicle for continuous professional development. Traditional professional development often relies on workshops that lack immediate connection to a teacher's daily challenges. Once the session ends, the learning usually stops. Conversational AI changes this by providing a coaching partner at the point of need. A teacher can use the TALK process to work through an instructional dilemma right as they are planning a lesson. In this model, professional learning is no longer an isolated event. It is a daily workflow that encourages constant reflection and experimentation. This approach is anchored in Dr. Doak's 80-20 philosophy for human-AI collaboration. He suggests that AI can handle 80% of the work, the heavy lifting involved in drafting, coding, and generating frameworks, but the human must own the final 20%. This is the portion that requires context, professional judgment, and final responsibility for the output. AI serves its purpose best when it doesn't replace human thought, but instead acts as a partner that challenges us to think more deeply about the problems we face.